Hi. So yesterday we started here um, one of the solution to uh, benchmark the sugarcane quantity, price, and the solution was to benchmark with that sugarcane quantity and price the sucrose content percentage as well. So yesterday we briefly discussed this table here. Now today I plan to do the interpretation of it so that everything becomes clear in terms of understanding. So starting here, it says interpretation. If the quantity of cane remains same, let's say 40 kg, while keeping price fixed at 180 to for 40 kg, it can mean different things. Now, this is just a simple sentence. It says, if we plan to put the quantity of cane same, let's say we have put 40 kgs here in all the numbers that we calculated, and while we have fixed the price 182 for it, and then we have derived the subsequent numbers here. So this can mean different things. How, assuming the percentage here, it says a 40 kg of cane with fixed price of 180 kg can produce 3.6 kg of sugar to 4 kg of sugar. That means at 40 kg of cane, we have assuming 180 or 182. Let's say I change the price here from 180 to 182, right? And at 40 kg of cane with 182 price, it can produce 3.6 of sugar to 4 kg of sugar. So this is the 182, this is the 40 kg of cane, and here 3.6 kg of sugar and 4 kg of sugar. So two different kinds of sugar can be made. Now how this difference came about, it was due to the difference of sugar recovery rate. So let's say here we have going one by one to see where we establish the understanding to reach to the next stage of the point of contention, the hypotheses that we are going to consider. So a 10% of sucrose content in 40 kg cane can produce 4 kg of sucrose content. Here, a 10% of sucrose content with 40 kg of cane, and it can produce 3.6 kg of actual sugar. So 40 kg cane, 10% sucrose content has 4 kg of sucrose quantity, which is going to produce 3.6 kg of actual sugar. Actual sugar means when you have sucrose content, it is kind of in a state which is sweet but in the form of juice. So when you turn that into, when the mills process the cane, they turn that sucrose content from the sugar cane into sugar, actual sugar. So therefore it's written actual sugar. Similarly, at 12.5% here, 12.5% of sucrose content in 40 kg cane, and 40 kg cane, 12.5% is the sucrose content, which can produce 5 kg of sucrose content. That means sucrose content is 12.5% in the cane, but the quantity that 12.5% quantifies to 5 kgs in quantity of sucrose. So you can write same about same things uh, in different way in terms of percentages or in terms of kgs. So when you have in terms of percentage and you want to understand it better, you can write in kgs as well, which can then produce 4.5 kg of actual sugar. So at 5 kg of sucrose content, uh, it can produce 5.4 kg of sugar. Similarly, at 15% of sucrose content, 15% of sucrose content in 40 kg of sugarcane, the sucrose quantity is 6%, 6 kgs, and which can then produce 5.4. Here we have written. So now this 10%, 12.5%, 15%, 17.5%, and 20% sucrose content percentage in 40 kg does not mean that whole 40 kg accounts for 10% of sucrose content. It means every cane in that 40 kg has 10% of sucrose content or 12.5% of sucrose content. So when we consider 40 kg, that 10% is applicable on all the numbers in 40, that is every single number 1 2 3 4. So that is not in the from the perspective that 40 kg has 10% sucrose content and 80 kg will we have 20. So no, so that was just you can say basic understanding, but I think when things are technical such as these, it's often better to clarify them, so that the one reading or understanding the and trying to find the results, make conclusions, have all the knowledge and mental models in similar frame, in similar understanding flow, so that everything becomes clear and there is no remaining illusion, or you can say confusion while doing this research. So similarly, it goes for 20% of sucrose content, and which can produce 8 kg of sucrose, which can then produce 7.2 kg of sugar. Now, all this is one thing that you notice, that all this is benchmarked at 9% of sugar recovery rate in this example. So see, all these sugar that we made here and the interpretation that we see, they were all benchmarked at 9% sugar recovery rate. Sugar recovery rate we have discussed before as well, but repeating now again, it is the total quantity of sugar made by crushing the cane. So let's say if you have 100 kgs of canes, mills crushed that 100 kgs of cane, and they produced around let's say 4 kg produces 10 kg. So they produce 10 kgs of sugar from that 100 kgs of sugar cane. So that means the sugar recovery rate is 100%. But if they produced 9 kgs of sugar from that 100 kgs of sugar cane, that means the sugar recovery rate is 9%. So this is just for the understanding. The numbers are huge. They are in millions and billions of quantities in kgs. So here, this is just for the for always for understanding. We reduce the number to the minimum, so that it becomes easy and fast to understand. So okay, it means the sugar recovery rate, if now here we are making hypotheses, if the sugar recovery rate decreases from 9%, the sucrose content will eventually decrease and the sugar made. Now here it is implying that when trying to establish an understanding, making hypotheses, that here the sugar recovery rate, we have price same, quantity same, we have sucrose content here at 10%, producing 4, and variable sucrose content. So if the sugar recovery rate is 9, and if it happens to decrease from 9, or let's say it increased from 9 to 10, so in case if it decreases from 9, it is going to produce less sugar. Now, how is that? What is the concept behind it? When the sugar recovery rate is at 9%, so it's making the sugar 3.6 kgs. Now, if we decrease this sugar recovery rate, it's going to decrease the sugar made. The concept to understand is that uh, when you have 100 kgs sugar, taking the example, when you made 90 kgs of you crushed 100 kgs of sugar cane, but you were able to produce sugar that was around, you can say, 9 kgs, not 10 kgs. So your sugar recovery rate was 9%. So your sugar recovery rate tells how much sugar you made from the total quantities of the cane that you had, and you crushed it and then you made the sugar from it. If you make more sugar, let's say you have 100 kgs of cane and you made 10 kgs of sugar, that means your sugar recovery rate will be 10%. That 10% sugar recovery rate is signifying that you made 10 kgs of sugar. So, and when that is decreased, it ultimately tells you that the sugar made is decreased. Now, how this notion, this very idea, is going to differ ahead um, when we discuss the points after the questions ahead that I plan to do. So, it will generate an understanding, even how we if we look at the things, the very concepts differently, they're going to produce different results. But here, because it is very technical, so that since this understanding is established here right now, we are going to discuss the change in this in the later video tomorrow, inshallah. So at 40 kg cane, and the next point is, at 40 kg cane, when the sucrose content is kept same at 4 kg, the 10% recovery rate kept same, 9% sugar made is 3.6 kgs that we have discussed. At 40 kg cane, when the sucrose content is kept same, 10%, the recovery rate increases, and 10% recovery rate increases, 10% sugar made is 4 kgs. Now here it says at 9%, uh, at 10% sucrose content is same. It is producing a 9 at 9% sugar recovery rate, 3.6 kgs of sugar. At 10% sugar recovery rate, it is making 4 kgs of sugar. Now, once we have this data, we can have preliminary evaluation of it, and we can try to find the questions, try to gain insights by doing critical thinking. How we think on the questions, it widgets. The first one is, who benefits from these? Let's say uh, there's more quantity of sugarcane, and less sugar is being produced. So who is getting benefit in all this, and who is not getting benefited from all this? So just to gain an understanding, how things can be, what are the lackings, and how things can be made better at different stages for all stakeholders. Second, farmers are paid at what stage? Let's say sugarcane, the mills purchase the produce, that is sugarcane, from the farmers, and then they crush it. So then they made the sugar. So do they pay farmers before, just right at the time of purchase, or after they have crushed the cane, quantified the sugar made from it, and then make payments to the farmers? Is that how? Although this may not be the case, but since there are delays in the payments that are read in the literature and reports in this, so I assume perhaps that could be the case for not for all, perhaps with few mills. Second, questions generate what the cane quality, when the cane quality is determined. So since we are studying this data, it does come to understanding at what stage the cane quality is determined, and this whole procedure goes through. Uh, at what stage are the indicative prices decided and fixed? Since the whole point of this exercise is to identify how much sugar is made, and what factors makes variable changes in sugar making, And then from this stage, let's say this is the last stage, sugar produce, and to identify how it came at this stage, we work backwards to points gradually up here. So we ask questions from that data that we see. Uh, we think on it and we try to find the answers. So one of the question came when I looked at that data at that time when I was doing the research. Uh, when I was exploring this data, it came to my mind. It should be, in my understanding, to read again more literature. If at what stage are the indicative prices decided and fixed? Does the cost of farmers change for producing different or better varieties of cane? Uh, if farmers produce better cane, a good variety of cane, uh, are they paid differently? What is the system? And since that is not available in understanding or in literature yet, uh, that perhaps I may not have read, so I need to further look on it. So these were the questions that were derived on it, and they may further lead me to a certain direction where I might be able to find more solutions and literature and research on it. So now here, this is the point where above we discussed, and I said okay, the same point would vary if we apply different understanding. When the sugar recovery rate decreases, then eventually sucrose content would generally decrease. That we have established above. However, there is possibility that when sugar recovery rate decreases, the sucrose content may remain same. This was the kind of contradicting point from the above one. So that we are going to discuss in the next video, and we are going to then arrive at this table and find how that is different. Uh, so let's just read this notes that I've prepared. Uh, Keep few factors variables constant and check the effect on others such as sucrose content percentage, sugar recovery rate, and sugar made. So whenever you do the research, you keep some of the factors variables constant, and you check the other impact on other variables that are not constant and that those are changing with time. Sorry, that was just a notice. And then you derive hypotheses and add variety of constant variables such as sugar recovery rate, and then you add different variables to see if the result changes. See what insights and questions these data points generates. So this was the data point, and these were the questions that are generated. It could have been more better questions, perhaps. With increased knowledge, you tend to make better and ask better questions. So this was it. Thank you.